What's up, guys? Welcome in, I think, to episode 103 of The Scope, an FPS podcast slash live news show slash I don't always know exactly what we do here, but we're doing it. And today we're going to talk about, we got a little bit less of a structured show. I know we got some topics down below. But yeah, like the winds of FPS are always changing, right? Of first-person shooters. It's like a few months ago where it's like all this stuff to play. And then now it's like, it doesn't feel great out there. But there's a few reasons for that. we're going to get into. I know we talked about cheaters last episode, and people might get tired of talking about cheaters, but it's like a super huge problem with FPS, like forever. It's going to be a problem forever. And there's been some new developments brought to our attention from like Jack Frags that I really wanted to dive into, and some gray areas of cheating and stuff. And I just wanted to get Buff really fired up, coming hot off the Twitter ban. I want to get him going. And what better way to do that?
Battlefield today? All right, I'm ready.
We'll talk about Call of Duty cheaters, mouse and keyboard players bitching about aim assist, me, and Battlefield. And it'll be like, you'll just go nuclear on us. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Today is when we get canceled for sure.
Yeah, we might get canceled today. However,
and I get another Twitter ban probably. Here we go. So.
a wise man once told me you can only get canceled if you give a shit. So we might be uncancelable because I don't think I care anymore. Used to. Don't think I care anymore. But yeah, how are you guys doing? New Year's treating you well so far? First weekend?
Okay? Oh yeah. First weekend, pretty decent. Pretty decent.
We're okay? Cool.
We're okay.
We're okay. We've made it this far. I was gonna pull up this thing with Twitch because this just happened today with Twitch. I wanted to talk to you guys about it a little bit. Some crazy stuff.
Oh God, what now?
No. It's actually good. It's actually really good
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first they decided to finally like fix the whole applied nudity stuff that was going on. You know, and then like people found a workaround and put the black bars across their chest and stuff like that. And
I saw that.
Can't do that anymore either. You know, so they finally fixed that.
So my nudie trucking streams are probably hosed on Twitch. Now there's always Kick because you can go over to Kick and do like anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and that Crash was asking me before. He's like, "Man, I don't really know. I got to figure out what to do next with my channel." And I was just like, "Dude, take your trucking streams on Kick." And Crash just won't listen. So you guys in chat,
black bars around.
Yeah, chat. You guys got to talk him into it. We all want to see it, and it's up to
censored bars.
You guys got to demand it, and Crash.
It's just one big censor bar. That's it.
Just a square.
It's all blurred out.
A square. Oh yeah, man. I get on the trucking stream, take my shirt off, maybe have some tassels going.
Trucking and stripper. There you go.
It gets hot in trucks, dude. If you're trucking in the summer heat, you don't know.
If that's not if that's not artistic nudity, like I don't know what is. Like that's incredibly tasteful in my opinion. You got a truck.
Beautiful.
You're just trucking, baby. That's what I call it. So yeah, speaking of that, on Saturday I did a trucking stream on my Twitch, and I am always surprised about how many people show up to the trucking streams. It is hilarious. It's just fun, man. It's so fun to stream. And whenever these cheaters make me retire from FPS gaming, you guys will know where to find me. I'll be out on the open road with American Truck Simulator. That's where I'll be.
Then you got to do like European Truck Simulator after and go worldwide, man.
I can't do it. Drive on the wrong side of the road. I can't handle it.
I got a lot of dudes. Those roads are so tiny, and they expect you to drive some pretty big trucks.
Yeah, there's not enough.
An ice road trucker. Can you do ice road?
Why is that not a thing?
Well, there's that Snow Runner game, which is kind of like that.
Yeah, but but it's not like like a truck simulator. It's more like
kind of
that third person.
I mean, I don't know if you can do first person. Maybe you can. I could be wrong about that. But it's not like American. Yeah, it needs to be like legit going across freaking frozen lakes.
Well, they kind of did that
below you.
They kind of did that in American Truck Simulator. They made a Christmas Winter Wonderland map, and it's the first time that they've had actual like ice physics on the roads and stuff. We have to drive through snow and like lock in your differentials to get through. And then and I talked about it a few weeks ago, but it's like where you deliver Santa's letters to the post office and stuff. But you actually go across a lake road, like a frozen lake, just like ice road truckers, and they like have it like flagged off. And like, so people are saying like,
that's pretty dope.
People are saying, some of the American Truck Simulator community YouTubers are saying it would be super cool that they've brought this into it. So maybe they could have like actual like seasons in the game and stuff, and like icy roads and things like that you have to go through. And like, I don't know, like it sounded pretty cool. Trucking's where it's at, man.
Start shooting guys out the window.
Are there any cheaters in American trucks? No.
Is there VR support?
Yes.
Ooh.
You can get in the cab. Yes. You can get in. Big Fry said he's done it. Big Fry said he's put the VR headset on, climbed in the cab of the Peterbilt, and sent it down a road. It's a thing. I think I'd get sicker than a dog, man. I don't know. The way I want to play it.
The VR sitting down is a lot better than when you're like walking around and doing stuff.
It seems so trippy to me. I really want to try it one day, but it seems trippy.
Surprised you don't have a VR headset, especially if you to like shoot guns in VR.
Do they make them for giant watermelon heads like myself? I have a huge head. Like
they're very adjustable. It's very adjustable. It's very adjustable.
Okay.
Giant watermelon heads is not something I was expecting to hear today, but there it is.
That's why people come here, for all the great content and learning phrases.
See,
and
like
words.
even this one right here, I can literally just go all the way back and just keep going and going and going and going.
Are we going to
open that up even more?
We'll have to do a podcast in VR one day.
Dude, we can do it. I was not even kidding. I was thinking a couple days ago, like put myself in a VR world and then have the webcam capture that instead. So then you would use that as me being in a virtual world, and I'd be anywhere in the world.
That'd be creepy.
I'd be in a war zone, you know.
I always threatened.
I'd be in Chernobyl. Who knows?
I kind of missed the early days when Buff had the green screen, because I had some pretty sneaky ideas of what to do with him. The chroma key is green screen and put him in all kinds of sweet places. You remember?
We can bring it back, man. We can bring it back.
We might need to. You guys remember Whose Line Is It Anyway? When they do that, like they'd key out and have the guy like talking about the news, and he'd have to try to guess
like
what's behind him.
And it's all kinds of stuff behind him.
Yeah. The best one is like they were on like
what's the weather like that today, and it's a freaking like volcano behind him. You know.
The best one was like they had like an Italian beach with a bunch of old hairy dudes in Speedos, like big fat hairy dudes in Speedos walking behind him. That was the best one. That's really what I was going to do to Buff. I was going to put him on an Italian beach with a bunch of Speedo clad Europeans. And I think it would have been great.
I'd fit right in. Hell yeah.
I was going to say
it'd be sweet. If you have enough body.
Is the water over there or is it over there?
Can someone help me? Yeah. It would be good. It would be sweet. Yeah. So in the intro, other than I kind of know what you guys are playing, feel like it's kind of a question. Buff's been getting cheated on, hacked on.
I officially hate Call of Duty, and I need some development company out there to make any sort of game that's playable. Thanks.
Anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think it's time to start
I'll play like Barbie's Magical Fantasy Wonderland if it's a good game at this point. Anything.
We'll have to get like a dono goal to get Buff's like PC souped up for Gray Zone Warfare. That might be the play.
Right.
That might be the play.
I did just reinstall Tarkov. I haven't done a raid yet, but I cleared some stuff out of my PC, so I'm hoping it'll run a little bit better. So
man,
I've been seeing we'll talk about that later, because I've been seeing some crap stuff on Tarkov now lately again. I'm just like,
oh really?
Oh,
dude, it's all over Twitter, dude. Like, I mean, and I get it. Don't let people, or why are you letting other people's experiences affect your experience? It's like, because it's battle state.
Yeah, man, I've been all sunshines and rainbow farts lately with Tarkov.
I feel like if people are gonna hold up that game to a certain standard, they should do it for everyone, not just how they play. And I'm not saying use it, but I know other people will be like, "Well, I'm having a good time. I don't know what game you're playing." It's like, shut up. No one cares. All right. The overall shit that I've been seeing is pretty bad. Cheaters, weird bugs.
Blue, until you know the entire lore of Stalker like the back of your hand and can recite it verbatim, I'm not sure you should be playing any other game, honestly.
Tarkov is the same way. Oh my God, it's like, and I've gone to like, I think the highest level I've gone to was like 32, and I was like, all right, I'm kind of done.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's to me that's pretty good, but you didn't get Kappa. It's like, shut up.
Never in my life would
your opinion doesn't matter if you don't get Kappa, or if
I would never even want that.
Yeah, if you didn't get if you didn't get to the flea market, but you've put 20 plus hours in the game, your opinion doesn't matter. It's like your opinion still kind of matters, even if you didn't get flea market or not.
Yeah, and I would honestly say people like us that play fuck it. I would say that people like us, almost opinions are better because we actually play other games and we don't just live in the Tarkov echo chamber. So we actually have like life experiences in other games to compare stuff to. People that spend 40 hours a week playing the game only to get Kappa and don't ever go outside, maybe their opinions aren't as like, fulfilled with, other games and life experiences as ours because we do other things than just play Tarkov 24/7. So yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
would say that. I would say maybe if someone doesn't, know live Tarkov, that they still might know, about FPS games and how they should play and cheaters and things. I don't know. What's going on a limb here? I feel like offending people today. I don't know. Let's just do it.
I'm kind of, I've been, ever since me with Stalker, I don't care anymore.
Buff's like, let the evil, let the hatred flow through you.
All right, Emperor Palpatine.
Good.
Young Padawan.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, I guess we'll get into that with Tarkov. I didn't know it was going to be a debate. I thought I was just going to sing its praises. That'll be good. That'll be good stuff. So the first thing I guess I wanted to talk about was Twitch. So I thought this was cool. As content creators, this affects us, and this has been something huge to me for a really long time. And one of the reasons, like, I really wish I could have better luck streaming on YouTube. It really doesn't fit with my channel very well. I realize it's kind of funny because that's what we're doing now, but I just need my gameplay streams. I stream almost every evening over twitch.tv/crash8. No problem. Not a big deal. If you want to come by.
Self promo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Self promo on my own channel. Terrible.
Show.
I like even I always watch Crash, but usually I'm like doing stuff, so my stuff's on mute and I don't say anything. But I'm usually just lurking in the corner.
I'm doing the same thing. I usually have him in another monitor. I'm just watching, and then I'm out here doing other stuff. And then every time I come back, it's always something weird that happens. Every time I come back, I end up in like it's like when you're listening to a conversation at a different part of its time, and you're like, what did I just hear?
Yeah.
He's got the cowboy hat on and like a cigar in his mouth.
Like, wait, hold on, you were just out there. What were you doing?
Yeah, it gets a little silly over there. We talk about weird things, and we get into some the meaning of life type conversations over there. It gets pretty crazy. Don't even worry about it. But man, the thing that Twitch is doing, other than hosting my magnificent stream as well as the other two creators, I believe if you guys do want to follow us on Twitch, all three of us should have links in the description. If not, by the time you're checking this out, I'll get it in there. But yeah, you need to follow all three of us on Twitch because we hang out. But Blue doesn't
follow me. I don't stream there.
You might after
me somehow.
You might after this, Blue. You might
blow up on Twitch today
because they
Twitch
did
career.
They did allegedly take the nudity stuff out today or the other day, what we were talking about, which was irritating. But one thing they're adding is enhanced broadcasting. And why this is really exciting to me is I feel like on the moderation side of things, the community side of things, the general like culture of Twitch is really good for live streaming. But where they've always lacked is the quality of the live stream, capping people to 6 to 8 megabytes a second. Like the quality of Twitch streams has never been that great. So what they're doing now is they're finally getting into the 21st century with this stuff a little bit. What they're doing is they're launching a beta partnership. This was announced at CS actually today. Live breaking news. It's not a big deal. We're really good journalists here. It's fine. It's okay. But what they're actually doing is they're working with NVIDIA and OBS. They're starting. So if you guys are a content creator, please go to your dashboard, dashboard.twitch.tv/broadcast, and you can sign up for the beta. And what they're doing with this enhanced broadcast, it's the first step towards the holy grail, in my opinion. The holy grail for me is having AV1 support. Why? Because AV1 is a much better encoder for fast motion stuff. We play FPS games, fast motion. It gets rid of all that pixelated stuff. You can have super pristine looking streams with high motion, very smooth on way lower bit rates. So you're going to be able to save bit rates. You're going to be able to save bandwidth for doing other things. You're going to be able to, for multi-streaming if you want to. If you live out in the middle of nowhere and on Starlink, maybe you can still stream and salvage your career. Not, pointing out any names. Also, the recordings are way smaller. So when you're in AV1, you're recording stuff, it's way smaller. But overall, it'll be a much better experience. What they're doing with enhanced broadcast right now, if you get to be a part of this, they're working with OBS. There's a setting that you can just check the box, and Twitch will be able to dynamically set your stream settings. You will also be able to encode on your machine, so you'll always get encoding. So if you're an affiliate, partners always get it. If you're an affiliate or not, or lower, you may or may not get transcoding, which what that means is if you give transcoding, your stream will play at 1080, 720, 480, 240. So no matter what your audience has for internet connections, it'll scale. YouTube does all this already. And sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. If you don't, and people have like, they're on their cell phones or something on mobile, they can't always watch your stream because they get it straight from the source at the full bandwidth. So they're adding this to where it happens on your end. It sets it up. There's going to be no tweaking, changing settings, trying to get it to look the best. It's going to be the best coming out of your NVIDIA card. And then they said in this Twitch or in this Twitter, this X post, excuse me, that they're going to be on their way to rolling out AV1 and HEVC, which are way, way better codecs. And it's really exciting to me to be able to have that. So I feel like Twitch is ahead in like the community type stuff, moderation tools, all that. YouTube is vastly far ahead of them in like quality, how good the stream looks. And I think Twitch is finally getting off their ass to close the gap a little bit.
It should be nice because that's what I'm excited for, is the quality aspect. I still kind of wish YouTube would more go into the moderation tools and just the tools in general for streaming, even the UI as well. The thing about Twitch, the UI is meant for streaming, for streams. YouTube is meant for videos. So like the way the chat is set up, especially for a VOD afterwards, it's a bit strange. There are better analytics for streams afterwards on YouTube than there is Twitch as well too. There's a chance for your stream to grow on YouTube after you're done rather than Twitch. But Twitch is also I don't know when they're putting this in, but I've noticed that they're showcasing a lot more clips on like on the front page a lot now, even for people that you haven't seen. So I know eventually they want to do like their own TikTok reel, whatever, scrolling application as well too. So eventually you'll be able to just keep scrolling, find some cool clips, and then maybe even like click on that clip and see if the guy is live streaming or not. So that, it's getting there. I just I'm also not a fan of how separated things get. So especially if you make a lot of videos on YouTube, trying to, no matter how big you are, I've seen YouTubers with millions of subscribers only get 200-300 viewers on Twitch. And that's because some people just don't prefer watching Twitch. Some people prefer watching YouTube. Now Twitch, I'm glad they brought in the restream stuff. You're allowed to stream it to other platforms. They finally got that out of the way. So it's slowly but surely. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I was wondering what just popped up on my screen. Thanks for making me a mod, Crash. I can go ban people now.
Yeah, it's not as fun, since in the early days, Buff and I got inundated with Russian sex robots, and they've been absent.
So
I haven't seen that in forever. That was like my World War III streams. Every single stream would be a Russian sex bot.
It was pretty fun to be a YouTube moderator back then. It was the Wild West. Swinging the ban hammer, man.
Too.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, which is like, it's hard for me to also forgive them for what they've done in the past of things they've allowed. But maybe they're finally just, they're done tripping over themselves and shooting themselves in the foot over and over again and finally getting shit done. So, but I'll believe it when I see it, because I don't know. I think I saw an article too. That's just like Twitch's biggest, what's the word? Like their peak traffic, like viewer traffic, is nowhere as near as YouTube. So, and I get it because YouTube's just more for videos and streams and shorts and stuff like that. But I want somehow Twitch to figure that aspect out as well too, of just like the stream's life after the stream has ended.
Yeah.
Right now, once you're done streaming, that's it.
and I think that's a culture thing too, because like if you go onto Twitch, you'll
It is a culture thing. Yeah.
because you have people that are there to watch live stuff and they will hang out a long time. Like
Mhm.
I feel like
That's true. Oh my
everybody
god,
will
12-hour
chill
streams, people are just chilling there.
and the stream will grow and the longer you stream, the bigger your stream gets because people just come and they stay. I've always thought Facebook gaming, which I did stream on back in the day just to try it out, and YouTube has been like you kind of have to have your shit together or be in a niche or have like more of a planned thing
Before
because
you hit
people
that
don't
live
stick
button,
around as
yeah.
long if you're just hanging out and chilling. I feel like just because that's not what they come to that website for. But there are a lot more people, and I
Yeah.
think YouTube's been behind the 8 ball in a long time when it comes to like moderation settings and the live stream stuff and the UI because I hate the YouTube UI. I mean, look for right now for those of you guys watching. If you go into the chat right now and there's 3 buttons next to somebody, if you don't want to see their stuff, that is behind the heart reaction button. And it's been like that in chat for like a long time. They put a button right over the 3-dot menu of users in chat. Like, I just feel like they don't really care that much about live streaming stuff. And ever since Fwiz left, who went on to go work on NFT weird crypto crap, I just feel like YouTube gaming has done nothing for live streams. It's just kind of sat there and just existed. But I mean, for the default heart button to be like right over, like it's just basic UI stuff. It just makes them seem like they don't give a shit about like live streams that much. But they do have the qualities there. It's also like you have real time DVR, right? Somebody wants to rewind, like they can right then. That's super sick.
Yeah,
it's just-
and also the bitrate that I'm able to stream
Oh yeah,
on YouTube compared to Twitch, so much better. I'm streaming at like almost
Yeah.
at 10,000, you know, and it makes it so much clearer for other people. But then again,
Yeah.
you have the ability to change quality levels. So
because we stream this at I stream this at 1440 at like 1500 bit rate. So like I mean, or 15,000. So like
you couldn't do that on Twitch.
Yeah, no, you can't do that on Twitch.
Not even close.
No.
Even 14. Can you? I've seen one stream 1440p before one time. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, my stream, I accidentally
something like
forgot to rescale, and I've accidentally streamed
Yeah.
1440 to Twitch. It works.
Okay.
It's just you're just limited by your bandwidth, right? Like they cap you at 6,000. You can actually stream up to 8 if you leave a little bit before it'll start rejecting your stream. So I usually stream at 7,500, but even then on 1440p, stretching that wide is way too much compression, and it doesn't look good.
It doesn't help. Yeah.
And just how YouTube treats live streams. I know you've done really well with your Stalker ones. And I know Buff's had some banger live streams too. I just don't have really good luck with it, man. Like if I'm just streaming gameplay, I feel like for YouTube I have to have prepared content like this show or something.
You need it's what's what you said earlier. You need to have like your shit together and have like
A plan.
a specific niche that you're streaming. Because I could stream right now, you know, Call of Duty if I wanted to, but no one's gonna show up for that. You know, it needs to be a specific game, a specific niche. Whereas Twitch, I'm also like, when it comes to Twitch, because I do want to stream on Twitch for games that I don't care about showing on the channel, or that I just know won't do well on the channel, but they might do good on Twitch. So there's different pros and cons to both platforms, where it's like I could be more of that quote unquote variety streamer on Twitch than I can on YouTube. Also, streaming on YouTube, if you want to switch games midstream, it is impossible.
You can
have
now.
to end the stream.
It's
I
annoying.
mean, you can. It's annoying. It's annoying. And the thing is, the video that happens afterwards, the VOD itself, it showcases the last game you were playing. It won't. It's not like it's not like it'll switch during the VOD itself. So it's like if I was playing Stalker, but then I ended up going to play Deadside towards the end, I would have to, you know, during the stream, switch either the title or switch the game. And then once the stream's over, it'll be like, oh, this person was playing Deadside, not Stalker. But it's like, no, it's especially if I was playing like 3 hours of Stalker, 1 hour of Deadside, it's gonna take the Deadside more. So then I had to go back and edit that and maybe think of a different title where Twitch is like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stream this, boom, start. I switch games, boom, switched. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's how I treat my Twitch. Like I've done streams that I thought would do pretty well on here. Like sometimes I would stream games that like when World War III came out of beta or when there's a big, like a newer game or something. And when I do gameplay streams on here, like we stream like to 20, 30 viewers when we were doing our show here. If I do that, it's single digits or lower. Like I've just had like no people come by to watch gameplay streams on here on YouTube. I'd love to do it because I can make the streams. I can make the streams look crispy, even like streaming up to 4K and stuff and crazy bit rates because I can do AV1.
It took a while though. I made the switch from Twitch to YouTube because of the quality. I want to stream at a higher bit rate. Of course, the first couple streams were single digits for sure. And even now, it might dip down to single digits every now and then. But that doesn't stop me because I know stream has a life afterwards.
Yeah, yours do really well afterwards. It's really cool to see that. Like
it's almost like a video worth, and then the watch time helps out with that too. So like, I look at YouTube as like they're giving you the tools to grow for an all-in-one cohesive experience for your viewers.
Where do you like streaming, Buff, mostly?
It depends. Like lately I was doing restreams, so I was doing both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Kind of started getting on that trend for the first time, but I mean, my subscribers are all on YouTube, so that's like the best place for me to stream. But I noticed with Twitch, it's like if I let the community know, like, hey, I'm going to be on Twitch or I have a consistent schedule, I get good numbers there. But obviously, with just about 40,000 subscribers, that it makes more sense to definitely be on Twitch or YouTube primarily.
Nice. And I still always freak out that if I have like bad live streams, it'll hurt the rest of the channel and pushing out other videos. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I don't know, man. The way I look at it is like it's content. So even on days that if I don't do videos some days and just do a stream, like I noticed, I mean, obviously you're not getting the ad revenue from the views because you're not having new videos, but also you got to think like you're doing live streams. There's ad revenue there. You're getting maybe some super chats here and there. But it's also just a better opportunity to interact with the community. Like I've had a lot of people specifically on YouTube say like, "Oh my God, I never caught you live before." And like, I bet
that just happened to me today. And it's like, I'm finally glad I caught you live. It's like, that's a great feeling.
Yeah,
exactly. And so I get a lot of that on YouTube primarily, which is really
cool. So for me, for Twitch is nice because it seems it's almost relaxing to me. Because like I feel like without like trying to hit an algorithm or something to push it out, I can just go live, tell people in the Discord, and people kind of come trickle in, and it's like a super strong sense of community. Because I feel like on Twitch it doesn't really matter what I'm playing, I'll still have folks come by and hang out on Twitch. Like if I'm trucking, if I'm Tarkoving, if I'm sieging, if I'm Call of Duty, and I can do whatever. And I don't think you get that flexibility on YouTube, but it's like just a different way of building community. It's cool to have the two places because like YouTube, you have kind of the algorithm push and the history of like having your subscribers and what kind of games they like to watch can push you out to other people. But Twitch, it's like when you have a base at Twitch, they're there. Like they're going to be there. So no, that's cool.
I feel that.
So it's just cool to bring it all back together, to see Twitch finally taking steps to get closer to catching up to YouTube in the quality space. And what's also going to be cool about this
too, I will say though, when you look at not to cut you off, but like on the flip side of that, Twitch is built for live streaming, whereas YouTube is not. So like, I notice a lot of the features when you're live streaming versus Twitch. Like if YouTube stepped up and took a lot of the features from Twitch and implemented them into YouTube in their own way, like YouTube could be there's more potential there. So I think as far as the better platform, Twitch is the one, but
definitely not Kick.
Well, if you want to do nude truck streams, I mean, then that's definitely
and that's you can't
hard to argue.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we were gonna. Crash was on vacation. I was like, "Yo," he was gonna give me the his Kick account. I was gonna do the strip clubs. We're gonna save that for next year.
That's our ace in our sleeve there when we need a big one. When we need a banger. Yeah. We'll hit it up on Kick.
Literally.
Potentially, if you play your cards right. I don't think that's how that works, but Twitch, yeah, it's cool. So there's that. From one,
I will say really quick though. Again, cutting you off. Sorry, but
it's okay.
I didn't when we were going through the black bar phase there. So I noticed there was something really funny, and again, I didn't really look too much into it, but you see like people post things on Twitter, and it was like all the girls with their boobs black barred out, and then there was like a guy that did the same thing, just like black barred over his dick, and he got like banned from Twitch.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know if maybe he did something different, but it was just like you see that on X, and it's just like it was just funny, like not surprising that the girls can do it and the guys can't, but realistically, maybe
yeah.
he did something else.
I think the more definite that Twitch can get with their rules and leave no ambiguity, the better, because they are terrible at enforcing things evenly across the board. Because
Yes.
sometimes they'll just ban people indefinitely. Sometimes people do egregious shit and they let them back 3 days later. Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Twitch is very hypocritical when it comes to who they ban, what they get banned for. I mean, someone literally was having SEX on Twitch.
I saw that, yeah.
Like a girl, and he saw in the reflection, and she came back like I think a day or two later. Like, you know. So then it's like, okay, then it's like I don't want to go to Twitch for that reason, but then YouTube also has some pretty crappy stuff on there too. There's been people dying, like legit deaths on YouTube. There's people ripping off stuff on YouTube. Yeah, dude. There's like a dark,
there's a dark side of YouTube
web
too.
For YouTube for sure, you know. So YouTube isn't perfect, and then by any means that's there. But I think Twitch is like that. It's the live streaming platform, so I think that gets a lot more eyes on it when drama happens. Also, there's huge streamers on that just are always encompassed around drama. So that once they post about other drama stuff, then it just blows up from there. So you don't really see that too much on YouTube unless it's like someone getting scammed or something like that. So
yeah. And I mean, that even gets down to the rabbit hole of all like the viral clips and stuff that like Deserto pushes out. And it's like there's so many staged like weird shit that people just trying to get into that kind of stuff. It's so annoying, dude.
Yeah, and that's just the mindset of people nowadays too. They think, you know, I was talking to my wife today about that too. I was like, you know, I could get famous. I just got to do really stupid, dumb shit on the internet. We could make millions right now, but I'm not gonna come down to that level of just doing weird stuff for no reason.
Right. So I guess
being a drama channel.
Yes, are you gonna start doing that? I thought I could have like I thought I could like grab one of these guns and have a firearm accident. I mean, that might do, like shoot a hole in my wall or something. Like,
dude, get a bottle of G Fuel and you got it right there.
Like have a negligent discharge and like all the sheetrock fall off my ceiling onto me. Like
dust pop, do a dust pop,
dude. There was a Tarkov streamer just recently who apparently he heard. I don't know if you saw that clip. He heard shooting outside, and behind him is his AR. But he runs up, grabs his AR, racks the charging handle, and then goes off camera. So I don't know if he was like staging somewhere, but it was like Tarkov in real life. It was like crazy because it was like
the transition.
I've done that actually, but it was for a skunk in our yard.
Jesus.
So
did you walk up behind you and grab one of your your lever action probably?
Yeah, 1911. Yeah. And I had the flashlight doing one of these things, and sweep and clear the yard.
Okay.
Yeah, farm it in the yard.
Yeah, you know, and then that guy, his channel was pretty small. I think like 800 followers, but that one clip got like 15,000 views.
Oh, you know? Well,
so there's ways to go viral every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I could have the wife shoot the gun off in the yard, and then I'll be like pretend to freak out, and then. I mean,
boom,
we could stage a whole firefight, like just shoot a bunch of times.
Make sure you grab the AR, but grab a bottle as well too on the way out.
Right. Drunk Twitch streamer fights off enemy combatants.
Arrow, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, we're going silent. Grab the bow. Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Going ninja style. I guess so. The next topic is probably going to get even juicier. We were going to talk about Call of Duty, and then we also were going to talk about cheaters, and I thought I'd just lump them together because cheaters and Call of Duty is just a match made in heaven, baby. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You know, when you're talking about cheaters and video games, COD comes to mind, as well as Tarkov and Siege and all other first-person shooters. But to caveat this, we talked a little.
As competitive.
Yeah, any kind of multiplayer FPS. And I think it's going to be a problem for the long time. And that's what I was going to say before we got into this topic. We talked a fair amount about cheaters last week. And this really isn't like a cheater bitching fest podcast. It is sometimes like today, but not always. But it's just there's been some new crazy things, man, that have happened that Jack Frags made that video, and that's kind of where I wanted to start. With that software that he had in his video. And I know Buff's been having a tough time with cheaters. I've seen several in Siege, and it's been really bumming me out. And it's something that's always going to be a problem. And
yeah,
there's no way around it other than play Truck Simulator. So I think they're always going to be around. But what was crazy, and Blue and I talked a little bit about it when he stopped by my stream. There's a program called WASD or ReWASD. I don't know how you want to say it.
ReWASD.
But what it does is it's a controller emulator that runs on your PC. And basically what happens is the game of like whatever game you're playing recognizes you as having a controller. So you get the aim assist, you get like the rotational aim assist, the aim slowdown that you normally get on a controller because you're playing on a tiny thumbstick. But now you have that with the precision and flicking power of a mouse. And so then you get the auto rotate, you get the slowdown. So like, and a lot of times when I'm playing, like, especially when I'm playing gunfight, I do a lot of flicks in gunfight with my mouse because I'll know like the enemy can come one or two ways. I'll kind of look at it with my eye. And when I see movement, I'll flick to that spot. I'll kind of prepare in my head how far I'm going to have to move my mouse and boom, and I'll hit it. But a lot of times you miss and have to come back a little bit. But I feel like if you have aim assist, if you have aim slowdown, you're not going to like miss any of those. Tracking is going to be a little bit easier and stuff like that. So it essentially is a way to cheat. And I was like, I had no idea this was a thing. And I'm putting this in the bin of like Cronus's and stuff. These are things that you can buy and things that you don't get banned for. And they're just like going to be everywhere. Yeah.
But this one I think is a little bit worse than Corona's, honestly. Like
I think it is too, because you're getting the benefits of both controller and mouse and keyboard.
That's what you get with Cronus though. Same thing.
But I mean, also, isn't Cronus like, I've never used it. I don't know if it's harder to use to install than this program.
Well,
I don't know.
It's a physical thing versus this just being a program. That's
true too. So it's easy. I think it's more accessible. But also, I don't know. Like, why was Cronus? Because I look at the reason why they were made in the first place. Why was there Cronus made? Why was this program made? And they even have it on here. It's like why to use this, and apparently this was just to give like joystick support to like wireless remotes for games on the PC. So like it had like a good intention behind it, and then people used it for
malicious intent. Exactly. Yeah, it seems to be that the Cronus and this software that we're going to talk about seems to be the same. I always
like Cronus is just so you can like type in chat faster, like you can make make Xbox messages faster. That's all I always thought it was for, just so I could talk shit more.
No, and I was like, well, maybe this isn't like that big of a deal, but I mean, even looking on the website, they have screenshots of Call of Duty on there, and that's they're like leading into it because I'm assuming they make a lot of money. And I was like, how does this thing work? So I was curious, and I looked up a YouTube video, and it was like a shitty tutorial. And this guy is just absolutely letting it out. Like, this is how to set up all of the different scripts. You can program these right into the program so you don't have any recoil. This is how to get the most out of the aim assist. Run it with your mouse. This is where to set your mouse sensitivity and in-game sensitivity to get the most responsiveness with the mouse and keyboard. He did a whole tutorial on how to set this thing up and just talking about how stay tuned to the channel for more scripts. So this guy's building his channel around cheating with this program. And it terrified. This thing has these tutorials have like 200,000 views on them. So people are seeking these out and watching them. And it's so shitty because you're never going to be able to know. Like
that's the problem is like, whatever the anti-cheat is, it's going to be picking up mainly third-party software. So looking for, you have all the different cheat sites for Call of Duty and other games, Tarkov, whatever games out there, you can get cheats for these different games. And like majority of these anti-cheats are looking for these third-party software that are at those type of programs. This is different. It can kind of fly under the radar, even though, again, I only watched Jack's video, but there's ways some of the scripts and things like that could be detected. But it goes back to the larger issue of You have like your hard, blatant cheaters, and then you have guys that are like very suspicious, where like the aim didn't look right, and it happens over and over and
Yeah.
over. And like this, the tutorials that you're talking about, and what Jack showed in his video, and some of the other stuff. I mean, they use an example for the finals, and basically how to just make it so like you're abusing the aim assist to a degree that you would never be able to do otherwise. And with the addition of no recoil scripts, things like that, it's just wild. So you take that as an example, and the different Coronuses that you can do similar things. And again, I would love to see some sort of comparison. It would maybe like you could probably YouTube stuff out there and see like what a Coronis does for Call of Duty or X game versus this for the same game and how they compare. But I mean, this is, in my opinion, both of those. If you're using them for the malicious intent like that, it's definitely cheating. So even though
What
people aren't running
is
hard hacks, it's like there's still
yeah.
everyone's suspicious at this point. When you run into something suspicious, like, and you have this stuff out there, there's no way to know. Oh, it's just
Yeah, that's what sucks. And I'm
It's just
curious
and
about
for
it
number
too. It's like I wish I could like download this and use it and just go play zombies just to feel what it's like. Like
right.
Yeah.
I don't want that shit anywhere near on or around my computer. Like I'm not going to.
Eventually they could catch up to it, and then if you've ever had it or used it or something like that, they could maybe come after your account and shadow ban you or ban you. But I think another thing too was
Right.
like it wasn't even just for Call of Duty. In Jack Frax's video, it was for the finals, and I've noticed in the
Yes.
finals their aim
Yeah.
assist is way more
Right.
forgiving than
Yeah.
Call of Duty. So, and then that no recoil script. Oh my
It was
gosh! I mean,
insane,
I
dude.
know people that were using no recoil strips in Rust a lot, and those guys were called hackers. Those guys were called
They use
cheaters.
them in Siege a
The
lot.
fact,
People use them in Siege all the time because you don't have to
yeah,
run
I've
anything
seen it.
Yeah.
special.
Especially if there's like a specific, not path, what's the word, like pattern for recoil and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and people make those scripts on their controller or their mouse to counteract that and make it no recoil. So, and then people would, find that and see it as a hacker. So I don't know why this is such a big issue. People are like that, oh, they're, that's, I don't, some people have said that it's not hacking or that it's not a form of cheating. You're using
If
a
you're using
third
it
party
like that, it definitely
if you
is.
if
It's
you're
like
using third
yeah.
party software to give yourself an advantage that no other player playing the game normally could get,
Mhm.
that's hacking. That's cheating
Yeah.
in some sort of way. You're still using that program in a malicious way.
And
Now, I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't think there is a way in Call of Duty, at least that I've known or seen, that they could use rewazed. I guess I'm gonna call it that from now on because I don't know how else to say it, as a benefit or just like a way to not use it as cheating, unless you just really want to use an Xbox Elite controller to play on PC. But then again, they have other ways to do that as well too. So
Yeah, you just plug in a controller and select your input. Exactly. I think this is definitely a big issue within the game industry. Not just Call of Duty either. I mean, and to use Call of Duty as an example, because we can talk Tarkov and others too, but Call of Duty as an example. I mean, you look at like, for obviously that's my main game. So when I stream that or play with any like, I can't stream and play with community members. It's getting to the point where it's like I can't really even stream and play Warzone because of the frustration level. And also, like, anytime I play with anybody from my community, they're just like, Buff, your lobbies are so night and day different than any time we play with anybody else. And then if I'm in the
in
lobby,
what way?
even if I'm not the host, they're just like, this is insane. Like, your lobbies are ridiculous. So it's like, how am I supposed to
Well,
play with
like hacker lobbies.
like,
in
there's
CDL
usually
pros.
there's usually like hackers, and it's just a lot of
And just
suspicious,
people,
sweaty
yeah.
stuff. And
What
so it's ridiculous because I looked at my Warzone KD, and like, it's below a 1. I suck. So the fact that I'm in those lobbies is just insane. And usually we're dying to just like, the other day it was there's blatant hackers just snapping all over the place. Two teams of hackers working together, and then they all fist fight at the end. Like, that happens to me on the regular. I know Modern Warzone, Doug Nabbit just tweeted like causing stuff, saying streamers complain about cheating and blah blah blah. Just take the L. It's like, dude, stop. Like,
he's impression farming.
Yeah, of
That's
course
all
he
he
is. Like,
does
I
with
would,
that account.
yeah, he's a loser. But I would love to see Anybody that plays with me in my lobbies says like it's not fun, it's sweaty as hell, and there's usually cheaters every time, even if I'm not a host. And when I play with anybody from my community, we typically run into a cheater every other game, every 2 games. It's very, very rare we're having games that were like that. That was fun. So then you look at this, and like I got this video. One of my community members, man named Nobody, sent it to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even known about this. But he was like, "This is probably a lot of the stuff that like we're seeing. That's like soft hacking because when you watch those videos, it can be subtle, but it again, if you're looking at the video tutorials that you mentioned, Crash, and then you look at a kill cam for any game you're playing, like it's you can see the similarities there. So how do you how do you take an L for just being outplayed when this is the kind of stuff that's readily available? I could go out right now. I could order a Corona Zen on Amazon. That's not going to get detected for Call of Duty for a control for like a console player. That's I can just start cheating. So if it's not getting detected, why am I bothering? Especially as a content creator, why do I bother playing fairly when I could just cheat myself? You know, so it's at the point where like step it up with the anti cheat, or we all just might as well be like baseball. If Barry Bonds and all them are taking roids and it's fun to watch, let everyone take roids and let's have super baseball. Let's just all fucking cheat.
Super baseball.
Let's just all cheat. If they can't detect it, like what are we? You know, it's becoming a very big problem.
You're opening up the floodgates to other stuff.
It's been a problem, but I don't feel like that mindset that you mentioned right there. I'm not sure if that's yours or not, but like the mindset of people going, well, everybody else is cheating, so I might as well.
That's the mindset of people. Yeah,
that's gonna keep it growing, and it's like, and the other thing is like around those Cronuses, around this program, around things like this that are readily available to people that aren't gonna get you in trouble. There's huge communities around it. Like it's weird. Like there's discords about it and they're all sharing settings and configs and macros and stuff. And it's like a whole thing. And like this guy's posting his gameplay for more rewatched gameplay. Subscribe and check out some of these awesome clips. And he's just hitting nasty stuff because he's a mouse player with this super sticky aim assist and no recoil now. And then they change stuff and developers will like try to patch this stuff out. And then those whole communities will get together and come up with a fix, and then the information spreads within the community how to circumvent it. And it's just a cat and mouse game constantly. The one thing with this one I don't understand how they can't shut it down is this is an EXE that runs. So they're like allegedly Ricochet is kernel level. They should be able to do like what Tarkov did with that reshade thing. We had Artist War on here, what they did with that reshade thing to shut that off immediately. It should be very simple to shut this off with Ricochet because it's an EXE that's running, should be able to kill it and make it to where people can't run it. Now, I don't know if they make changes, like if it's not straightforward, or maybe they can change how the EXE looks, change the name of it, and it's continual cat and mouse thing, probably. But I don't know. I just found out about this kind of about the same time you guys did with that Jack Frags video.
Yeah.
And
well, I heard about
holy shit, man.
I saw like a clip on Twitter yesterday, I think it was, that I saw that was someone he was showing his gameplay of like just owning like 2 or 3 squads. I mean, he was like doing the whole YY jumping, just going just crazy flicks and just like the what's the word, like the ADHD movement, just like nonstop movement.
Sweaty as hell. Yeah.
I was like, how the hell does anyone have fun like that? But then apparently he said, and I'm actually gonna try to, because I remember he said it in his clip, because he uses DS4, that people now blame him for using cheats or sticky aim. And he's like saying that like, oh, because I use a DS4, you now are saying I have cheats. Yes,
I saw it. I saw the same clip. Yeah, and that movement was insane. No one's playing like that and able to.
And dude, and this is like a casual game, not a tournament. He's not making money probably off of this. Maybe he is a streamer or content creator, but and also like, and most of these people that I've seen that talk like this are usually just like dicks. I'll be honest. Like they're not really cool people anyway. So
they're little like 3 to 5 viewer Twitch streamers that are trying to make it big, so they cheat to try to look like they're really good at the game. And I mean that I think it's common. I think it's common for, and I'm not a viewer count Andy. Shit, a lot of times I have 3 to 5 viewers. I'm not saying like that's a bad thing. Everybody's got to start somewhere. I'm just saying there's a lot of there's a lot of streamers that have been caught lately, like mid-tier streamers cheating. And I think the farther like you go down of people trying to come up on like Twitch or whatever in the Warzone scene, I think there's a lot of content creators that cheat too, like that. It's crazy. But I've seen things like that where I kind of like, especially when I'm playing gunfight, since it's just 2v2, I'll make a note. Yeah. I'll make a mental note of what input the other people are playing on. So I'll be like, oh, we're against controller players on PC, or we're against mouse and keyboard players on whatever. And there's been tons of times where I'm playing controller players and I'm like, that dude has a fucking mouse. Like there is no doubt that you can't flick like these people are flicking with the mouse and they have a controller. So they're either using a Cronus or they're either using this thing. I thought it was only Cronuses, but now there's something. This is so shitty because this is something that's like $10 and run it on your thing, set it up. There's tutorials on how to set it up, and you have a mouse with aim assist and no recoil.
Yeah, it's a problem, man. It's a big problem, and especially with games. You know, you mentioned obviously Warzone and Ricochet is the easiest example because I think do not believe there's an actual anti-cheat there. I think it's all just a PR and manual reviews. I really don't think there's anything going on there, to be honest. And I think if somebody's getting flagged enough, they're implementing like the fall damage thing. But I really have not seen any evidence that that thing is actually doing anything outside of a large creator. You'll see like Tim the Tatman video or like large creators like, oh, we spectated a hacker and he got banned. It's like, okay, you had someone from Raven watching your stream and did it live. So I think, how do you counter this? I don't know if anti-cheat's never going to catch up to it, even with the amount of AI that's coming out now. Even if they implement AI anti-cheat, there has to be better like the free-to-play games are an issue, but there needs to be something else here. And I know we talked about the AI anti-cheats previously, but I don't know what the answer is. But
I don't know if there is one, man.
Like with the cheating that's been going on, and now this, how do you get killed and not question it?
Yeah, I mean, if we want to try to tie this topic up with like options, I don't know what there is, and the big reason for that is there's a buttload of money in this because the community for Call of Duty is so big. If you make it cheat, if you make a $10 piece of software that can do this,
making millions.
You're gonna get incredibly rich.
But also look at that streamer that did we talked about this last week, and he won $70,000 and he's like, yeah, I only used the cheats that one time that I was caught. That's the only time. Come on. And so, is anything happening?
But there was a video of him like years ago on Vanguard doing the same exact.
Yeah. So. Like, is he gonna get sued to give the tournament like $70,000 back? Like that's another issue here. You have tournaments where people are like, there's Warzone tournaments daily, like phase tournaments and stuff, where it's like $25,000 on the line for kill races. So think about it. If you're trying to make a living doing YouTube and like those types of Warzone tournaments, would you not use anything you can to gain an advantage to win $25,000? We're not talking about just video games anymore. Yeah. We're talking this is big money on the daily with tournaments specifically for Warzone, but other games. At Warzone, there's how many hundreds of thousands of dollars of prize money is going away daily. You see Docs, not disrespect, Swag, all these guys. All the big Warzone streamers are doing like every day. They're in these huge, big money duels, kill races, and you're telling me people aren't cheating to try and get an advantage?
There's been other moments that people have been caught cheating in tournaments, but this isn't like a new thing, right? As well too. But
yeah, there has.
It just shows more emphasis on the issue about
there that, is, but I guess what's being done about it, right? I think that's one issue is like with Ricochet specifically. They'll come out once every couple months, be like, "Hey, we just had a ban wave," and then the game will feel good for 2 or 3 days, and then you're right back to the same place.
Don't fix the root issue. That's the issue.
Yeah, there's no root cause. They're throwing a Band-Aid over it, and that's it. They're not going after the root cause.
Then they put out more skins.
Right, they put out more skins. They're making money. Why do they care? And now other games, I don't know what the Rainbow Six Siege is an example of it. That's a purchasable game. You need to pay money for it. And there still was a huge cheating epidemic, and there still is. You're seeing it in every game. So
Yeah, what's
that's
going on with Siege lately? Actually, because I see like this last season is just like unplayable.
It's jacked,
seen-
and much of the same reasons. And I mean, we can talk about that, but
Perfect
Oh.
segue. Let's go.
yeah.
That was
I mean,
planned.
think about it. You could probably use this rewazed on Siege, right? Well, there's nothing preventing you from doing that. So think
Right,
about
I don't think-
examples they showed.
Is there?
in
But there's
Siege.
no aim. Is there aim assist on Siege?
No, because there's
No.
there's no crossplay. So I don't.
Is you can still use the recoil script on
Oh
Siege,
well,
right?
no,
Yeah.
you could still use mouse and keyboard against other controller players with no aim assist.
Right.
So that's a big-
That's
But think about no recoil in Siege. Like
And
Siege
then
is
that, and
you
then
have
the-
pretty good
the
recoil on the guns in
speed.
Siege. Yeah.
So
just
that's
flat
that's
shooting.
been a huge thing with Siege. That's been the Achilles heel of Siege on console forever, is people using Cronuses to use mouse and keyboard. That's been going on for a long time. People using mouse and keyboard and emulators on Rainbow Six Siege. So I've heard from a lot of people that play console Siege that anytime you get like above like platinum, like into diamond and champ and stuff on console, the vast majority of them are using keyboard and mouse against console players with no aim assist, against mouse and keyboard, or Jesus Christ, against controller players with no aim assist. Words are hard and I'm bad at it. I don't know why I have a show, but because I just started doing it. That's why. But that's been a thing for a long time. And with those Cronuses comes the anti-recoil macros, and people on PC can just have like anti-recoil macros. Some of the big guns like Twitch's F2 and stuff like that with a ton of recoil. I see that like a lot. And the secondaries for like the SAS operators, mute and smoke and stuff, where they have I think it's a Mac 10 in real life or whatever they are, the little SMGs, have crazy recoil, but you'll see people just laser beam with them in the game. There's no way you can control that. Like
Isn't it obvious though for you? I mean, I don't play Siege anymore. I loved it when I played it, but isn't it obvious for you though, Crash, when you see something like that, you're like, okay, that's obviously, that's a game that you play regularly. Looking at that kill cam, that like that gun has more recoil than what you just saw, and even controlling it wouldn't look that good, right? You can probably pick that out pretty easily since you've been playing the game so long, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
you see you see that stuff a fair amount.
But what do you report that when you see it?
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't really do anything. And
yeah, so that's the thing. It's like why are you able to report players if nothing's gonna happen? I think that's the same thing with any game, right? And I think if Tarkov had a kill cam, you'd run into the same thing. That gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. So along the lines of Siege being in a rough state, it's again probably if you had to make me say what my favorite FPS game would be Siege. And if we're going along the cheaters and we're going to move into server issues with Siege, which blows my mind, and I'll even I have an idea of how to get through this, but right now in Siege
you got this.
There's actually been rumors of the battle eye, the anti-cheat, not being on right now because they've been having so much trouble with servers and stuff like that, and word's gotten around with cheaters. If you guys remember a show from a few weeks ago, we had several super insane cheaters. Like I posted on Twitter, like super crazy, like aimbot, kill the whole lobby through walls, rounds over, we're all dead. And I made a support ticket. I edited a video of all the clips, made an unlisted video, sent the link in. I went back to the replay system. I typed out the big long match ID. I sent the match ID. I sent the player's streamer name. They were using streamer mode, so you couldn't find their main account. And also when you block them, you can find that. So I blocked them, found their main account. All that stuff I sent to Ubisoft in a ticket. They said, thank you. The person said, I'm going to send it up the chain. Well, if that person gets banned, I will get MMR back from losing that match. I will get the skill rating points. And that hasn't happened. So not even that person has been banned.
But it took all that just to ban one person.
Right.
Yeah, because he was a dickhead and said he wouldn't get banned. So I'm like, we'll see. So I took a lot of extra time because that pissed me off.
The game long enough, boy.
That made me pretty mad. He said he wouldn't get banned, and he was just admitting to cheating in the chat too. And I also said pull up chat logs. He admits in chat to cheating. So like all that stuff I sent, and that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I still haven't got any MMR back. So they're not really banning cheaters right now. And word on the street is, and I have the tweet pulled up from several large content creators. Varsity Gaming TV says, while not proof, Cross, which is another Cross Archon, he's another big Siege content creator, mentioned something yesterday that seems to be true. Before, with Siege, when you would open it, it would close, open, and this was apparently the game activating the anti-cheat. The easy anti-cheat was when it would close and then reopen and then close. And then people were saying now Siege doesn't do that at all. This was several days ago. People have been saying it's been doing it since then. And then King George, there was a quote tweet to King George, who's a big Twitch streamer for Siege. Evidently, cheaters are saying that the in-game anti-cheat is fully off right now. It would make sense with literally every game having multiple 10 KD players ranked as unplayable. Macy J has been playing standard because he can't get any legit games in ranked right now either. And then you throw on top of that, like the server issues with Siege, it's been such a bummer, dude. So cheating is super bad in Siege. It comes and goes in waves. Then now you have almost every single day they're having server issues to the point where one of the large news channels, Core Ross over on YouTube, he made a video. This guy just is like straight to the fact. He talks about leaks sometimes. What he thinks is going to happen is just straight by the book, good journalist news. You want to know what's going on in Siege next season, patch notes, you watch Core Ross. He actually took the time to make a video kind of trying to start a boycott and telling people don't play Siege. Don't buy any skins. We need this to be fixed where we can actually play the game. Don't buy the battle pass. Quit playing the game because that's how bad the servers have been. So, I mean, that's to the point where it is.
That's wild. That's like, how would you compare it where it is now compared to like, what was it, 2017 or 18 with Operation Health where they had to bring that in because of the cheating was so bad? Is it worse now or is that still worse?
I didn't play it back then, but from what I can tell, yeah, it's been worse from what people are saying. And I mean, yeah, like even so, like I'm just randomly checking it and I know there's people playing it and stuff, but like if you go to Down Detector right now, there's a bunch of people talking about server issues on Down Detector. It's like a third-party software if you want to take the time to report it. And it's been like this almost every day this month. It kind of comes and goes in waves with people having problems getting onto the servers, having issues with it. And it's like this game is going into year 9 and we're having server issues. We're having to shut off the anti-cheat allegedly. Can't say that for sure. That seems to be the word going around amongst cheaters. I can't say that they have the anti-cheat shut off. I don't know that for sure. That's just a rumor from large content creators.
And I kill the game, man.
And like, dude, and like before we went live, and I just pulled this up on stream, I had no idea that they were even having server issues. That's only the last 24 hours. So I was like, oh, well, let's just see, you know, on a whim while we're live, if they've had, boom, they're having problems in the last 24 hours. And I hadn't even checked it before I just pulled it up. That's how common it's been.
That's ridiculous.
Haven't been playing Siege. Cheaters are crazy. Can't get into ranked. And I know what's going to happen. Like right now, I could go play Siege. If I could hit it at a time when the servers are kind of working, I could have an okay time. I could start moving up. But I know when I start getting up towards my rank, I usually get up to like Emerald and stuff. It's just going to get worse and worse with cheaters. You're going to start running into them. And
is there an SPM? I mean, even I know there's ranked modes, but how does ranked work? Is there like an SPMM component to that, or is it just solely based on your rank?
It used to be solely based on your rank, which I thought was cool. And then in a season, you got a soft reset. So if you were like gold 1 or plat, it would set you back down to mid silver. Rank 2.0 is really shitty. And it basically, you have a soft skill rating that's behind the scenes. Think COD skill-based matchmaking. Everybody starts back at copper, but the game thinks it knows where you should go based on your MMR from past season. You hit an MMR. So when you win, you'll go up really fast. And then when you start getting close to the rank it thinks you should be, it slows down. But that also means when you start out in copper, sometimes you can be playing diamonds and champs, which I've had before. So I'm just starting the season. I'm copper and I'm playing against diamonds and champs. It's really, really
because
crappy.
of your past MMR.
Because of my past and my hidden MMR, which you can't find. Don't know really
That's
where
It's like,
you're
why
at.
is that even a thing? Yeah, hidden
So it's-
MMR.
It gets more
like,
people to play because there's not as much. You don't get as much of a hit to lose. So back in it, this is, I don't like it, but this is why they do it. Back in ranked 1.0, you would take a big hit if you lost. Like you could lose a couple games and like lose your rank and go back down an entire like rank or two. And so
Right.
I would get really
Jeez.
nervous to play. And people, what would happen was people would get up to where they thought they should be and then just quit playing ranked, quit playing the game until next season, start over. They got their
can
rank. That's where they
stay
want to
in
sit.
that, Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
What this does is like if you get up to your rank and where it thinks you should be and you lose, you don't lose very much. So there's no reason not to play ranked because you're going to end up like at your ranked and it's not as big a deal to lose. So more people are actually playing ranked longer by stats. They put that out, but it's just not as satisfying to me because I just, some people will grind a really long time and it almost feels like you can only go up. So it's kind of like a grinding simulator. It almost sometimes feels like a second battle pass just to get a high rank because you keep playing and you'll eventually get up higher. But
Jeez.
yeah, that's a whole nother crappy thing. But that's what's up with Siege. It's in a really crappy spot. And then my head always goes to these extra places. I was like, man, like, can Ubisoft not make a multiplayer shooter? Because X Defiant is still, they've been having server issues and netcode problems for like years, and they can't get X Defiant figured out. And they can't get a game figured out that's been out for almost 9 years. So what hope do we have for X Defiant? Ubisoft is a however many like $9 or $10 billion company, and they
I
can't
don't
play
get how Ubisoft,
they can't make a shooter.
because the thing is, it sucks because I'm excited for Division Heartland.
Yeah,
but I'm also not excited that it's backed by Ubisoft. So I don't know, Ubisoft in general, ever since like they stopped a lot of their projects back in the day and focused on, I guess, maybe just making money. I guess I don't know if that what changed with Ubisoft's passion, I guess, in video games. I don't know when that started.
I can't really tell you.
But that's, I think, like that's another issue here. We just to loop back to
Really.
This is all kind of related. Is like you just said it. That Ubisoft is how many billions of dollars, and then you look at Call of Duty is making over $1 billion a year, or like within whatever their revenue is crazy. They have these large AAA companies that are having issues with any cheat. So
They still see the money coming in.
they still see the money coming in. But you know what I don't see? I don't see the transparency behind the anti-cheat. And I understand that to a degree. It's like, okay, we're not going to say anything because we're working behind the scenes to really drop something big, but that something big doesn't happen. So what is happening? I think like some level of transparency for all of these regarding what's going on would be, I think it would go a long way. Like as a Siege player, you're probably like, when am I going to be able to play the game and not have to deal with this, right? Because you probably don't want to play right now. Same reason when you run into cheaters consistently, you don't want to play the game. So sounds like it's bad enough in Siege that hopefully they're gonna address it in some way.
Yeah, I hope so. They're gonna have to. Yeah, I think to add on to that, I think that they'll claim that they don't want to talk about it because they don't want the cheat people to know what they're gonna do. But it's like you said, they never do anything, so that seems more likely. The other thing is, Blue also hit the nail on the head in the fact that they have no financial incentive to stamp out cheaters because they sell the game copies no matter what.
And the scans and the
So,
bundles and everything that comes afterwards, yeah.
So really all the effort that they put into anti-cheat is like free will that they don't have to do because they're making their money anyway. So, I mean, there's some PR to it. Like, hey guys, we're doing our best. We have an anti-cheat. That's all we can do. But how hard are they working on it? Because
player base a little bit happy and then bringing new players every now and then with really cool trailers. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because how much money does the anti-cheat team make for the company? None. They're a liability.
Yeah,
like they cost money, right?
Yeah.
And then how much money does the actual cheat makers make too?
A lot. So you just follow. It's
exactly.
cheating is a follow the money thing. When you have large communities, Tarkov, Siege, very large communities, COD, that's where the money is. That's where the cheats are going to be because that's where the big communities are. They have a large pool to get customers from. And then now, I mean, if you kind of follow the money, you start to see why things are the way they are.
Yep.
Tarkov. So
Arky.
Blue, in my opinion, you said, Crash, how's Tarkov? Like, dude, it's great. Like, I wish I had more time to put into it. The recoil is awesome. I like the profile view. When I die, I can look at people who killed me and see their stats, kind of see if they're sus or not. I just saw on Reddit today there was a big ban wave. Like,
I didn't see that.
I'm feeling pretty good about Tarkov, man. What's going on?
It's
over
in a
there?
good spot. It's in the best spot it's ever been. I'm not gonna say that it's still a bad game. It's hard for me to I don't know. And a lot of people always say like, oh, you support other games like you know, Star Citizen, that game's a scam, you know, or you support I don't know, BS. I think about BSG, like again, it's a good game. I played a little bit as well too. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's a bad game. Stop playing it, stop supporting these guys. But I don't know. I've seen a lot of things online recently of what's the word? Veteran players that just are getting tired of some of the cheaters and the hackers. Again, just another game that can be where it's same thing with you not Crash, Buff, where it's like your lobbies on Modern Warfare are swarmed with cheaters and ESL players and just the sweatiest lobbies ever. But then someone else's games are okay. They're not running to hackers all the time. They're getting good kills. Same thing with Tarkov. It's either you run into multiple hackers or you run into none. And there's not really like a good medium. For me, when I came back to Tarkov before this update, 3 out of 4 raids were hackers. And not like small time, maybe he's hacking, like blatant flying around, giving their guys gear, hacking. Like it was just insane. So, and then I just saw another tweet of like there's a guy on streets just zipping around, just boop, 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 like the Matrix, you know. So it's it's I just kind of want another variation of Tarkov. Like that's why I'm excited for games in the future to come out that are like it, like Gray Zone. Like I hope they get their anti-cheat right.
We got a couple good ones to look
to,
forward to for sure.
But I also love the snow they added. I love the recoil they've used. I love the, what's the word? I love the what is it? Just like like you said earlier, Crash, like that you can see other people's stats as well. So that kind of helps out with that issue.
It gives you a little peace of mind when you die to something weird and then you look at somebody and they have pedestrian stats. I'm not saying, like we said, there's closet cheaters, there's cheaters that tank and throw and then use them every once in a while, but it just makes me feel a little better. Like,
yeah, and I saw literally there was a guy that was, like somehow he goes AWOL every single match. Why is that a thing? Why is that even, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about Tarkov because I love Tarkov. I love the gun customization. I love the feel of Tarkov. I love the atmosphere of Tarkov. I want to play it. And people are saying, oh, it's better for casual players now. I don't even think that's really the case now because now there's a new hitbox that you need to learn with the new armor system. And now different rounds do different things because of the new hitbox. It's like you have to learn so much of this game just to be proficient at it, and I don't have that time. I get maybe 2-3 hours of gaming every other day, maybe, and I just don't have the time to sit there and learn every single caliber, every single hit spot, just to because like I feel like if I lay enough rounds into you, you should go down, especially but it's like it depends on what caliber you're using, it depends on what armor they're using.
Right.
I just don't have time to sit down to learn about that kind of stuff, and that's just me. But I'm not going to sit here saying Tarkov is a crap game. No one should play Tarkov. Tarkov is just it's fun for the people that do enjoy it.
I've been enjoying this wipe, and I haven't got too crazy into that stuff. And I kind of suit my play style to that. Like I know I don't have the best gear right now, so I play a little bit more passive. I fight when I have to.
And I like the beginning stages of Tarkov. I'm always a fan of those. I don't like the later stages of Tarkov. I think it starts to get a little bit too sweaty towards the end. I mean, there's people already like level 40 already.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's how it always. That's how it always is.
How much every wipe is like that. So, but I just don't have, and that's why I like Ground Zero because it gives those players that are just a little bit more casual that like that type of gameplay in the beginning stages to kind of just take their time. I can log in tomorrow and still know I'm not going to run into a level 38, level 39 player that has max weapons, in that raid. Even though sometimes level 20 can be a little bit crazy as well too. I've seen level 20 guys that come in with their friends to teach them and stuff like that. And I've seen just 5-man, and I don't like the new map either. I know we talked about it last time because how small it is. If you got a 5-man, you pretty much own the entire map.
Dude, we used
Like
to
if
run.
you're solo, dude, if you're solo,
mans.
you're screwed, man.
Oh, I got the meta for that, Blue. Don't you worry, man. I got all my quests done on that in 2 raids.
Well, don't get me wrong, it's easy to get because they're all so close to each other, but there are moments where I'm just like, I just want to get out of here. I don't care about.
You know what I did?
Survive. What did you do?
So that's a small map, and there's 12 PMCs on it. And
did you just get all your friends?
No, it was me and my buddy Hydro. That's a 48-minute raid, dude. We hid in this pile of trash bags for like 20 minutes.
And just waited until everyone did their stuff.
Yeah. We brought a bunch of food, brought a bunch of snacks. We just sat in the trash bags. I did a little work on my other PC, just eating snacks in this pile of trash. And then like 25 minutes later, you hear, it sounds like a war zone for like the first 10 minutes. And then like 25 minutes later, we just emerged from our trash bag cocoons. And we had the whole map to ourselves, just scabs. Some players scabs, but all you have is scabs. And we went around the whole map and did like all the quests in like 1 or 2 raids.
That's pretty smart. That's cool.
That's how you do it.
Actually, that's actually smart as hell. Dude.
And then
that's the thing. That's a way to play the game. People are gonna be like, "Wow, you fucking camped in a bush."
You gotta get the quest done.
Hell yeah, people do crazier things on Shoreline to find a USB.
Oh yeah, man. Well, people are like, "Dude, you're camping," and I'm like, "Bro, you spelling winning wrong. Like that's not how you spell that word."
You got the ing at the end. Just got to get the rest of the word.
Yeah.
Well, Tarkov's also a game where like you need to. It's also a game where, like you need to. That's why I like extraction shooters in general, because like, you're sitting, but you're waiting, right? You're not gonna go in and just like let me push all this gunfire immediately. Like those are games where your life matters and you got to get stuff done.
Exactly. Everyone is gonna complain about campers in a dumb way. Like there was that clip of a little bit back to Call of Duty of the guy that was like YYing up a staircase, and the guy heard his footsteps from a mile away. So he just stood there, waited till he came up the stairs, like, what a camper. No, dog, he heard your footsteps and had a better angle looking down.
Wait, you can hear footsteps?
Camping. Apparently, in this clip, for some reason, they were really loud. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, he was sprinting the entire time.
Sprinting up the stairs. Like, you're going to hear that.
And just like, with the gun going up and down, stuff like that. It's like, bro, But then, same thing with Tarkov. If people are going to be like, if I have a strategic position and I know you got to come this way and I got a good spot, I'm holding this angle. Why would I push out to give you the better advantage when and then give myself a worse advantage? Like, it's,
that's right.
On top of that, there's VoIP. You can talk your way out of a situation if you could. You can mess around with that too. So it's like there's multiple ways to play Tarkov. Not everyone's gonna agree on the way they play it. If you're not hip firing, holding W the entire time, apparently you're not a real Tarkov player. So
that's some of that crazy stuff adds the depth to it. Like, that when you're ready to like learn about ammo and learn about that stuff, you can. There's always there's oftentimes more to learn. So that's why I've been liking Tarkov, and there's different, and you can play it however you want, experiment and try different things. Like we got absolutely shit hammered within like 45 seconds the first time. We're like, dude, we just got, and I noticed, I was like, dude, the raid timer is 48 minutes and these people are so close together. I'm like, I bet if we chill, like we'll have this whole thing to ourselves, and we just both hid in this big pile of trash bags and emerged later and just did our stuff. But this goes right along with the video, that got put out today that I did for Iron. He came up with a new meta, and the comments, dude, his comments are crazy. Like if you ever get to be like a real big YouTuber, like I'm sure you guys get it, the crazy comments, but his comments are crazy. I can't
even imagine.
But what he did was he collected all the money. He had like 50 grand, and he got down to the final circle. He called in a mobile buy on the tallest roof, and then just sat there and bought gas masks. One ran out, buy another one. One ran out, buy another one. Because the mobile buy, the portable buy stations, deployable or whatever, they don't go away. The other ones on the ground, once they're in the gas, they go away. But we call them deplorable buys. The deployable buys, they don't. So you can
Deplorable.
just he was just sitting back there buying gas stations and sending score streaks. Buy gas, send a precision. Buy gas, send a mortar. Buy and won like 3 or 4 games that way. It's crazy. But it's like people call that campy, and that again, I'm like, bro, you're spelling winning wrong. Like that's I mean, it's a mechanic in the game and is winning matches. So I don't know why people get so tilted and angry, but
Yeah. I mean, I hate that kind of stuff, but honestly, because he's putting videos out and stuff, like you're gonna bring attention to it, and like they'll make sure those end up disappearing for sure. But I mean,
yeah, they'll
you have to
probably
go
nerf
through
the
that
buys.
stuff. Yeah, at least like that's something. At least somebody's discovering that stuff. It adds to those fixes need to happen.
I gotta
At least
give him,
people are discovered.
but I don't see how you can't give him props for like thinking about that and like putting that together.
Yeah,
It's pretty
for
funny.
sure. Yeah, great.
Oh yeah, I did see that, Chewy. The Gray Zone Warfare Twitter's back. Breaking news. Like they got unbanned. So
yep. Just
good
today,
news.
apparently.
Gray Zone's
I
back
think
on Twitter.
they messaged me and they said that X meant to ban me and they banned their page instead. So it was a big miscommunication.
And that's what happened. But
then
then
they
they finally got the right guy, and then they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, sorry,
yeah,
Gray Zone, we found the right guy.
Yeah,
Well, unban you now."
I figured that they messaged you for Elon's number since you got unbanned so fast, like how to get unbanned. I figured that's how they figured
Elon's
it out.
my boy.
What did you have to say to get unbanned?
Elon and I are besties.
Shoot me Elon's digits, man.
I could see that legit being a thing, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if you had Elon's number in your phone and you're just like, haha, I'm kidding, it's a joke. And it's like, no, he really has his number. Like
I could. I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You guys decide.
I could. So yeah.
I don't know.
But to me, Tarkov's been feeling pretty good, and that could be because I took a big break from it. So
that's key.
That's the thing. A good long break.
Yeah.
You'll notice a big notice in differences and like that. Like I stopped playing like 2018. It was just like I came back and I was like, this movement feels weird. Like just the inertia is so strange, but that recoil is so good though. I gotta give them that. Like even at the lowest levels, I have a chance to shoot people properly. So
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. But again, I just don't have the time. I wish I had more time. I wish I can just sit like 6 hours on the computer.
Tarkov, it's crazy because like it is a game where you need to put in an absurd amount of hours to
That's
play.
what I'm kind of worried about Gray Zone,
stuff.
because it's like I feel like I'm gonna need to put a lot of time into it to learn it. But then again, at the same time, the thing I like about new games like that is that everyone's new, so everyone's kind of figuring out stuff on their own.
Yeah,
I would be shocked if they get to the level that Tarkov's at, as far as like different calibers or different types of ammo. Like you have a 5.56 with like, what is there? Probably like 7 or 8 different types of that ammunition.
Yeah, I hope it's at least just give me
granular.
like M995A1 or something like that, and just
because at the end of the day, a bullet is a bullet. To your point earlier, like a bullet is a bullet. Like if you're getting hit not in the plate, I can see like armor piercing below, but if you're getting hit in the face with a bullet, like it is what it is.
You're going down, like regardless. I don't care what. I don't care if it was 9mm Full Metal Jacket or freaking even 22. That'd be hilarious if they added 22 into Tarkov.
And even if you don't die, you're gonna give up. Probably.
Right. Fuck that! I'm sorry. My gun down.
I'm done. Just take my stuff. Take off your back. I don't want it. Take it.
Oh my god! Imagine doing that as a role play in Tarkov. Just like
I've tried to do that.
Shit! God, here, take my stuff.
I've tried to VoIP that anymore. I've tried to VoIP that. I was like, dude, if I give you all my stuff, will you not kill me? Like I've tried to do that.
I wish there was a little. That's why, like, I kind of hope. That's another thing with Tarkov too. I've been on the promise that it was gonna be. It came out in alpha like 2016. About this open world game, and it was gonna be. You had your own little like hideout and stuff like that, and stuff like that. It's 2023. We still haven't gotten a lot of things that they promised us in the beginning. So that's another reason why I'm just like I'm kind of like I don't really care about Tarkov right now. I want other games to kind of come into the mix. Whenever Tarkov hits 1.0, I'm cool with that, But until then, I'll let people test it for me, and I'll keep watching people's content,
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
I think
I feel a lot about that with other games too.
agreed. Yeah. And I did want to say one thing that popped up in chat that we didn't get to say at the time. A couple people said and just to put we could talk about cheats forever. I feel like I wish that they would go after the companies, man. Like, is there like are there not the right kind of laws and stuff for their ability to prosecute people? Like maybe there's not any kind of laws on the books that make it illegal to make cheats. But I feel like that's
I don't
the
think there's a
only
law
way to put a dent in
specifically.
it is go after the sources, shut these people down from making them. You're still going to have cheaters, but it's going to be like the cheaters are going to have to be careful because if they become too popular, they'll get found out and they'll get a cease and desist. They'll get sued. They'll have
Yeah.
litigation against them. So I just wish
Well,
would go after the sources of the cheats, the companies and the people that make them.
aren't the companies like engine owning though? Didn't they? Wasn't there this whole thing before these like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3? Like, oh, the source code was leaked. Like, there's gonna be like that's we saw the same thing in 2042. Isn't that how they're getting these cheats? Because like some variation of the source
Yeah, but
code was
I think also
obtained.
to then you put Crash's point where it's like if they do get too popular, because there's like legit fully made websites that people pay hundreds of dollars to get these cheats. Where instead of it's like
Mhm.
little tiny Discord chats here and there, and then people, if they
Right.
find out too much, they go from there. So I've been in,
Yeah,
crazy enough, I was there was a cheater group that stole one of my thumbnails for crows, funny enough, back in the
I
day.
remember this.
Um
Yeah, I remember
yeah,
this.
but I went into the Discord because apparently they sell cheats. And it was really strange to see the community of a cheater Discord, how they were so like,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know, it felt like they were so together. I was like, why can't gamers get like this?
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
can't normal people get this
Cheaters
together?
cheaters have full like tight knit communities around being a dickhead, and that's just what it's about.
Dude,
Like
oh my gosh, seriously.
they love it. It's
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
crazy.
But
But
yeah,
I
they
just
need
feel
to go
like
after the companies because then they keep them small enough where it's not that big of an issue.
yeah,
And then if
that's
there's a good anti-cheat, it should fix a majority of the cheater
I
issue.
feel like
If
that's
they're
the way to put the
big.
biggest dent. Like we said, it's never going to go
Yeah,
away. But if you stop the big companies, you're going to put a big dent in it and you're going to catch a lot of the casual cheaters. There's always going to be people that like make their own cheats and have their friends have those cheats and they keep it going. But
yeah.
if they have that risk, like they can't get too big, they can't get the cheat out there because you would assumingly have a bunch of Activision people out looking for these things and trying to get in these discords and infiltrate these things and shut them down. And I think that's really the best way to do it is if they could go against the companies. And then we talked about
Yeah.
engine owning got sued by them, but they're still cranking. So maybe there's not the laws on the books to shut these people down, and
Right.
that's
Well, and
maybe
that's the
what needs
thing.
to
Like, if
change.
there's that, it's kind of strange because I don't think legislation would be made because then the people that make those laws be like, what are all these gamers here complaining about? It's a video game. Stop complaining about a video
Yeah,
game.
probably.
People that actually make
But
laws. But then
when there's money on the
there's
line though,
that was my
it's
next
different.
point. I was like,
Yeah.
once you start putting like the $70,000 tournaments, or you start putting things that
Yeah.
affect people's wallets, then I feel like okay, now they can start looking at that a little bit more seriously.
Yep.
Yeah, right. That amount of money. And back to your point, Crash, with like engine owning, you know, they're having like free weekends all the time. I think when Warzone dropped and here and there, they'll announce free weekends like on X, and then you'll see this huge influx because it's a free weekend of cheats. So it just, I think we talked about this before. It just blows my mind that Activision or somebody at Raven or somebody isn't actively getting these cheats and they're seeing what is going on. They're reverse engineering it, putting it into to Ricochet or reviewing it with the people that just review the bands and pretend there's an anti cheat. Like there's opportunity there. It's like the U.S. government hiring hackers, right? Like, okay, this is a great hacker. Let's have him work for us. Like, reach out and offer these guys money. Offer somebody money. Like, there's got to be some way to stay ahead of it. And when you have the companies just blatantly, sometimes they've like commented on the Call of Duty's X page, said like, "Hey, everybody," and they advertise their free weekends right
Oh my
on those
gosh,
tweets.
yes,
It's like,
seriously.
what the hell is going on, man? Come on, like that's something I don't think you would see that with any other game, and it's insane that happens and like it's not addressed.
Yeah. I feel like there's a more direct route than just trying to reverse engineer the tweets. There has to be like a more like to get to the source, like
Right? Yeah.
to get through some of these
I
things.
think first step is not allowing your games source code to get in the hands of.
But I mean,
That's one thing keeps
right,
happening.
that's super bad. But if somebody has a source code, they have to have the wherewithal to be able to make a cheat from that. And if you go against those people, like I said, you're gonna nip like out all of the what you call it, the casual
The majority, right, yeah.
like, because if you have the source code, you have to be a programmer enough to reverse engineer that, get in and figure out how to make cheats, and the vast majority of people aren't going to know how to do that. So
exactly, but also, how are they getting the source code, right? It feels like someone's getting a hold of somebody who works on the game, like, hey, we'll give you this much money into the table to, like, the source code just keeps magically getting leaked every year, right? It's so like getting a little old now. Every year it's like source code for Call of Duty leaked. Battlefield 2042 too. It was leaked. How's this? Like, obviously someone's giving the code away. Like, they're not hacking into the local servers at Activision and taking the code.
Activating the mainframe.
Yeah.
Finally play the game.
Pretty much. But are you guys cool to call that an episode? Or
yeah.
Did you want to talk about
good.
that other game real quick, Blue, or you want to save it?
That comes out because that comes out on what was it? I think February 8th. Yeah, February 8th. So we got time.
Do you want to
take? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more Mondays. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We can hold off on that.
Okay, I'm cool either way. But
it's Helldivers if people want to know. People are like, what was he talking about?
Oh,
Please,
yeah.
It's Helldivers 2. We'll talk about it later. It's cool.
I'm really hoping within the next couple of weeks we have. I mean, Gray Zone obviously with their account back. If they had anything planned, I'm sure they were holding off till they got their account back.
Ooh, the Xbox Showcase is coming up too.
Okay, there we go. So hopefully we get.
Stalker.
I want Stalker.
Yeah.
I want more from Gray Zone. I want more from Delta Force, Hawk Ops. Like, there's a Heartland. Like, there's a good amount of games.
January
we're gonna get
25th is Xbox Showcase. So we'll talk about it on the 29th.
Oh,
Monday
yeah.
afterwards.
Could you imagine? Like, I just want to throw this out there. You guys' thoughts? Like, let's look at a game. We talk about cheaters and how we're all sick of this stuff. Like, just using Heartland or Delta Force, Hawk Ops, which seem to be like pretty good extraction shooters, which look, from what we've seen, to be in a good spot. Like, what if one of those after this Xbox Showcase just randomly drops? Like, Showcase and Heartland or Hawk Ops is available like tomorrow. Like, that would be.
I always hope for that.
Well, Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be nice.
I think there's going to be a couple games. I think for some reason, I think that's what I forgot what game did a shadow launch recently.
Finals.
Finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be like the new way to kind of just release a game now. Because instead of just like giving people expected dates and release dates and stuff like that, and then getting delayed or something like that, you're just release it.
Well, also think about it. If you show, like, how many times have we seen a game trailer at E3 and everyone's just like hyped, and months go by. Imagine if you see this trailer and then it's like it's available tomorrow.
Now or tomorrow. Yeah, exactly.
The player counts would be through the roof.
Well, that's what they did with the finals. Yeah, it's crazy. This
I think the finals is a great game, but I just think there's.
Are you looking at the IGN article with the Xbox toaster?
What?
Because apparently, not remember how Xbox released like an Xbox mini fridge that looks like the Xbox Series.
Oh yeah, there's a toaster. Yeah.
Now there's a toaster that looks like the Xbox Series S.
Yeah,
that's gonna be apparently $40. So I might get that just to toast bread in an Xbox.
Not as cool as a hot dog toaster. In college, I had a hot dog toaster. Have you ever seen those?
No. Yeah, dude, those are. I've always wanted. I wanted like my gaming room to have like that, plus like a popcorn machine, and just go all out with like snacks I can make in my.
This screen is really bright. Yeah. So there's the toast.
I see it.
There's a toaster. Flashbang.
And then apparently.
So it does say in here though, the leaker mentioned a Shadow Drop release similar to Hi-Fi Rush, but mentioned it could be Psychonauts 2 Double Fine, who will be launching Killed, a multiplayer team-based crawler game.
Crawler game?
Crawler game. So I don't know about shooters. I don't know.
Like crawling on the ground?
What do you guys think of this? What do you think of this implied nudity in this ad right here? Can you guys see that sweet ad?
I mean, blue hair is pretty hot, man. I'm just saying.
I mean, I will say though, it's for when it comes to like stalker wise, people were already getting it was like a pre-download. It was like 200 megabytes, something super simple. But people were getting that on their Xboxes, and then all of a sudden now you got Xbox Showcase coming this month. So it's like we might see something soon for Stalker 2. I'd be excited. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Could be.
Again, as per freaking everything on this show, we'll just have to wait and see.
That's what we do here. We do a lot of waiting and seeing.
Wait and seeing, or the shows after, or the shows way too before. It's
Yeah, we're not the best at timing. We're not the best at timing.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault. It's the no. Don't blame yourself, Crash. All right.
We just do the best we
powers
can.
are actively working against us. Is what's happening.
Yep.
Just try really hard, man. All right. I think that's a show. Thank you guys. That was a good one. I think.
Made it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. So anyway, everyone out there, have an awesome week. Share the program. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Super special thank you to Buff and Blue for joining me on this shit show. Appreciate everyone for watching. 25-minute average view duration. Pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out. That's a long time. All the audio listeners, appreciate you as well. Have an awesome rest of your week, and we will catch you next time. Boom.